but I'm just a simple talk show host.
Monday night, maybe I'll be in your show.
You will be?
Play that clip.
Monday night.
Play that clip. And let's compare that clip to what Horowitz has found about the FISA warrant process. And the day of reckoning is here. I haven't been briefed about the details, but I believe it shows the system completely off the rails for a long period of time, and that you really have to hate Trump not to be upset by what the Department of Justice and the FBI did. And there's some things that they did, I believe, that are dangerous to democracy.
In order to defend him, not to dig up dirt on Biden. This goes back a year ago, before Biden hadn't even decided to run for president. My thought when I began investigating this was to get evidence that will help my client prove that the charges against him are untrue. And they do prove it. In fact, they're ultimately going to prove that this was a conspiracy to frame him, in which high-level Democrats participated, including some people in the White House.
So let's talk about the White House.
Hard to prove that. Hard to get that out in this city, where you got about a 90% hate Trump, vicious group of people who are investigating, what I did in high school.
Sure. Okay, John Bolton.
Q Post 3661 came to us on the 7th of December 2019 at 12:52 p.m. We will soon find out why Obama conspired against President Trump. Ask yourself a very simple question: why? The why will be publicly answered soon. Dark to light. Q. Q Post 3662 came to us on the 7th of December 2019 at 1:05 p.m. You awake and thinking for yourself is their greatest fear. Knowledge is power. Think for yourself. Trust yourself. Do due diligence. You awake and thinking for yourself is their greatest fear. Sheep no more. The Great Awakening. Q Post 3663 came to us on the 7th of December 2019 at 1:16 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Elizabeth Warren is part of the corrupt D.C. swamp. We got a Twitter link here to the Daily Caller status. Corrupt. Think Harvard. Think tax break. Think political career. Corrupt. Drain the swamp. Basically letting us know that Elizabeth Warren, all through her life, has checkmarked that she was of Native American, and that everything that she is today, and through Harvard possibly, she has always linked that she was of that minority group, and she's received great benefit, even though she claims she has not. This is a lie. Her whole political career, part of the corrupt DC swamp. The Twitter link gives us this video.
But even so, I shouldn't have done it. I am not a person of color. I am not a citizen of a tribe. And I have apologized for confusion I've caused on tribal citizenship, tribal sovereignty, and for any harm that I've caused.
Yeah, sure you are. We really accept your apology. Your whole life you've checkmarked a box and received tax breaks, benefits, climbed the ladders of success, and now you're sorry. Sure. Q Post 3664 gives us a Twitter link here to the famous Thunderstruck POTUS vs. Fake News media video. Fight, fight, Q says. You can check that out on your own due to copyright. This video has caused great grief. It's been shut down many of time, and many of channel have suffered. Q Post 3665 came to us on the 7th of December 2019 at 3:25 p.m. Jesse Waters will cover QAnon. Got a Twitter link here to a video I'll show While a biased POV shelters protects the host, the overall discussion, eyes on in the brackets, generates awareness. The mere fact that they allowed this on an 8 p.m. show is huge. It's prime time, a lot of eyes on. Just the conversation alone will spark people to look into it. And this wasn't a huge hit piece. The actual flow of information was pretty well. Lots of things discussed. And what was interesting, if you pay attention, is the scientist or the scientifical data they link. Jesse had asked him how many people in, I think, the U.S., and the scientist or the guy had said 10%, which led me into something else. Something else that I remembered. Something else that we had gone over. So here, check this video out and then we'll get into it.
Conspiracy theory that's gathering momentum here in America. It's called QAnon. It first appeared online about 2 years ago. Its name comes from an anonymous guy claiming to have Q-level security clearance within the Trump White House. He posts online and has a very loyal following. Here to break this all down, Associate Professor of Political Science at the University of Miami, Joseph Yazinski. So, Professor, explain the essence of the Q belief system.
So this conspiracy theory started about 2 years ago on a dark website called 4chan, where people can post anonymously. And someone started posting under the name Q, and they claimed to have secret insider knowledge about a battle that was going on between Donald Trump against the deep state. And this deep state was made up of satanic pedophiles who were selling children into sex slavery. And that Donald Trump's presidency was really about dismantling this network of satanic pedophiles, which included Hillary Clinton and John Podesta, and then sending these people off to Guantanamo, where they would be tried for their crimes and then summarily hung. And then when that happened, it would be called the Great Awakening.
Okay. And isn't it also about the Trump fight with the deep state in terms of the illegal surveillance of the campaign, the inside hit jobs that he's sustained in terms of Comey and Mueller and Strzok and Page and all of that as well?
So there are many, many facets to this conspiracy theory, and one way to think about it is that it's a meta conspiracy theory where there are just lots of different conspiracy theories weaved together. So part of it was that Trump was really working with Mueller to fight the deep state. Some of it was about things that the deep state were doing to stop Trump. But a lot of it tracked current events, particularly during the Trump-Russia investigation, because many of the QAnon followers believed that this was just a deep state attempt to take out a sitting president who was really a Washington outsider.
Okay. And the reason I'm doing this segment is because one of my good friends, he's a Q guy. And he's always telling me, Q says this, you got to look into this, Epstein and everything, and it's all connected. And I thought we'd look into it, so that's what we're doing here. How many Q followers are there? And then I have one more question for you.
So when we poll on it nationwide, we don't get huge numbers. So we get about 10% of the population thinks that QAnon is a good thing. And as far as conspiracy
theories
goes...
That's a significant amount of the population. Is this all conservatives, or are there liberals involved, or how does it break down?
It's both, and a lot of people assume that it's a far right-wing conspiracy theory when in fact there isn't anything particularly Republican or conservative about the people that
Right.
follow it.
And then lastly, is Q Trump himself?
There's no way to know, and a lot of people have been accused of being Q. Some people think it's Trump. I've been accused of being Q. There's been a whole bunch of people who've been accused of being Q, but it's not me, and I doubt it's Trump. Nationwide, we don't get huge numbers, so we get about 10% of the population.
So this reminds me of a minority rules. Scientists discovered tipping point for the spread of ideas. If I'm not mistaken, Q has posted something about this a year ago, year and a half. But basically gets into scientists have studied, and throughout history books, they talk about this 10% of the population that holds an unshakable belief. Their belief will always be adopted by the majority of society, and the finding has implications that they've done on this. When the number of committed opinion holders is below 10%, there is no visible progress in the spread of the ideas. It would literally take the amount of time comparable to the age of the universe for this size of group to reach the majority. Once that number grows to above 10%, the idea spreads like flame. If anyone can find that Q post that talks about this, let me know. Drop a link down below. I've been looking. I didn't spend a great amount of time, but just by typing in 10% or some of the keywords, I wasn't getting any good results. Hundreds of links or Q posts to look at with limited amount of time here with this video. So I'll continue to look, but I know some of you Patriots are got good memories as well. So again, link something below if you find it, or tell me what Q post. All right, let's get into the last post here. Q post 3666 came to us on the 7th of December 2019 at 5:17 p.m. Adam Schiff, linked to Mossad. Father's Day with my dad, my son, and my brother. To all of the fathers and grandfathers out there, a very happy Father's Day. Also, kids, remember to do something nice for your dad today, like wear a Mossad shirt.